All right, guys, we got to have a talk. I know I said, like, I don't know, a dozen or two times last week that you can't forget things. So we sketched out this box off one sketch. We did a great job with it, except, oh boy. Well, I got it printed. You guys saw the time lapse. Got the magnets put in it. And I missed a fillet right there. Now, not a big deal on this box, but since we are going for 99.827 perfection here, it's off to the time lapse. Alright, through the power of GoPro and Adobe products, 7 point some odd seconds later, we have a silver box. And I will put links, Amazon links to both these filaments down in the comments. Do be careful with these filaments. They are what's called a silk PLA. They can be difficult to print, and you got to push some heat to them is the biggest thing. This is an Eryone Silk PLA. It prints a little easier than the TT whatever. I'll put the link down in the description. Ttyt3d and I hope YouTube doesn't blast me for saying that. But anyhow, that's his Ttyt 3D. Their stuff, you really got to push the heat to 220, 230 degrees for PLA. And even at that, some of my printers don't like to print it all that well. Now, if you're printing with big nozzles, run the heat to it, push it straight through, works great. But anyhow, really pretty filaments if your printer will print them. My AnyCubic i3 Mega S, it doesn't care. It'll print them at 205, 210 degrees. I don't know what the difference is. I think it may have a temperature problem, but doesn't matter. Works great. And this is the new one. Printed up just as nicely, and it has all the fillets in it. And I went ahead and printed one of these because since we have a lot of different screws and stuff around here, it's not like I won't use the box. Now I'm going to show you how to put the magnets in here. Some things to pay attention to here. These are Electfine magnets. I'll put, they're from Amazon. I'll put an Amazon link down in the description, of course. And we're going to need 8 magnets. And I'm going to show you how I do this because I make so many of these little boxes that I've got. I can't be buying the fancy magnets that have the poles marked on them because them things are like $1 a magnet or something. And these are like a whole bunch of magnets for not very much. So I put the magnets all together and then I mark one end of the magnets with my Sharpie. And this is to make sure that we get the magnets in the holes in the right directions. So, got my super glue here. I'm using Gorrila super glue with a brush. If they got some of that over on Amazon, I'll leave you a link to that too. It is pretty good. It doesn't... I've only had to open this with the pliers, I think, once. So, it's super glue, but it doesn't seem to stick to its casing as much. And all we do here is get a little bit down in there, and using the brush just makes it a little easier. And you can get Loctite with the brush in it, but the Loctite doesn't have near as nice a brush. And it's a thinner glue, so it doesn't work as well in my opinion. I rather like this Gorrila glue, super glue. It's almost a gel. Anyhow, stuff down in there. I'm going to leave the black marked end of the magnet up, and I'm going to stuff these down in the holes, or I'm going to try to stuff these down in the holes. They don't always want to go. That one's going to go good. And this is a testament to that little Mega S. It is a relatively inexpensive printer for 3D printers, but most of the time, it is nearly as accurate as my Prusa i3 Mark III that costs 3 times as much. Now, if I printed this on the Prusa, we'd be just dropping the magnets in there and they'd be almost a perfect fit, but it costs 3 times as much. Oh, sorry about that. Got you guys all bumbling around there. And that's it. Now, some people are going to tell you to put it all together and glue them. And don't do that. Don't do that. Glue them in separately. Super glue doesn't take but a minute to do its thing. See if I got this right. So that's the absorbent side. So yes, where you painted it black on the back, that's where we want to put these down in the hole. So you want to roll your little stack of magnets over, get some more glue in your holes, and on the lid here we bridged. What that means is I didn't put any support material down in there, so this area right here is a little rougher, so you'll need a little more glue than you needed on the bottom side. And I will have these files up over on MyMiniFactory hopefully before this video goes live, but if not, within a day or two after the video goes live, and I will leave a link to the files down in the description whenever I get them up over there. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how that place works, so if I don't have them up, I'm sorry, but there we go. Got all of our glue in there, and black side down. That one's not going to fit perfectly, but we can force it in there here in just a minute. There we go. That one fit real nice. Oh, and now I dropped it, and it's not marked anymore. So you do want to be careful, because if you get one of these magnets backwards, it's a bad, bad day. Just snap your magnets down the hole. That's why we gave them that little bit of tolerance, because the 3D printer is not perfect, and sometimes these little magnets aren't perfect. But that's it. Whenever these dry, they'll be just like the gold box, or coppery looking box. And one point, slide them. Don't try to lift off like this, because if you do, if it's not, maybe not in this box, but on some of the bigger boxes, you'll end up with a big mess in the floor with all your parts. Anyhow, guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me and checking out these little boxes. It has been great fun making them with you. And guys, the little thing I didn't tell you last week that maybe I probably should have is you now have all the information you need to make one of these. I will have links to the tools and the parts and the materials down in the description. All the Amazon links, to be aware, the Amazon links do pay me just a little bit. So, if you want to support the channel, there you go. And sorry this was late. We had a little incident where we picked up another dog. So, we have Nixie, Val, Chloe, and Ty running around the house now. And Val is my brother's Press Canario. He had some issues, and she's going to be up here. And she's still a big puppy, so it's been interesting getting them to all get along. But you now have the power, guys. You can design your own boxes. And a few things we may have left out, but we'll get to them as we go along doing other things. Next up, I think we're going to do a lamp. A lamp, I think, is what we're going to do. That way we'll get into revolves and maybe some other things. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time, hopefully on a Fusion Friday instead of a Maker Monday, because this video should have been out last week. Sorry about that, guys. Val's up here and taking care of her took precedence, and hate to tell you, but whenever you've got a 105-pound dog running around, she's a little more important than you are or I am. Just got to deal with it and move along. Have a great day, everyone.